What's up, Internet? Welcome back to Blake Manor. In the last episode, we've damn near finished every single mystery we need to solve. We have a couple more left, but they're all saved for the silent dinner at 8 p.m. What we're going to do now is start advancing time. I've made a save state at this point now with the intention of if we have to come back, we can, where we could undo our work a little bit. But I think, based on what the game is kind of giving us, there's no reason for me to believe that we cannot solve the game basically in the last hour. Because the game isn't even giving us any direction in terms of what the next thing to do is other than silent dinner and investigate the Blake residence. So, here we go. We're waiting. That's 5. All right, so we're going to go to the talk, Coventry's talk in the drawing room. While we have the time to do so. And yeah, see, like this has like one person left maybe. The gauge is almost empty and the light has gone off. All right, in we go. Wow, a lot of people.
Well, this is quite the turnout. Even the Marquess himself has come. Well, I hadn't expected anyone to take much interest in the area. I suppose I should start by introducing myself. My name is Simon Coventry. I'm going to share some interesting facts about this part of Ireland that I picked up while researching for this trip.
Say and listen.
So, I'm sure you all know, this land came into the Blake family in the 1650s after Cromwell's invasion. What I found interesting was what came before. This land was a place of worship and innovation, a gathering spot for scholars and engineers and artists to work on understanding and advancement, the betterment of their people. Easy pickings for Edward Blake. No doubt he and Cromwell cared very little for any knowledge held by primitive pagans. I couldn't find anything that spoke to what happened at the work from that site. Presumably it was set ablaze. One has to assume not everyone was put to death by Cromwell's forces. However, I suspect many surrounding families have stories and knowledge passed down from that time, and those people, why, given his background, perhaps our very own Dr. Callahan is linked to that place.
You flatter me, sir.
Perhaps those survivors are the reason that Connacht is home to all manner of wonderful myths and sacred sites. Rathroin and Owenoga Cave, Queen Maeve and her cattle raids, the Children of Lear. All fascinating stories, but too long to get into here. Certainly worth a read in the very well-stocked library here, if you find yourself bored. Not that I can see that happening with the Séance only hours away.
Does anything of the pre-Christian site still exist?
Oh, I don't think so, I'm afraid. From what I can gather, it was all razed to make way for the castle and its estate.
I read one monk's account that what was here before was partially underground.
You've done your homework, Father. Yes, some accounts do suggest that, though none of the maps I've studied show anything useful. Marquess?
So he actually has an alibi almost to have all the maps. He has all the maps, we think, because he's the suspect, but if he was caught, he could say, oh, I'm doing that because I'm doing research on the house in a way, and that kind of covers him in a weird way.
There are some sinkholes on the far reaches of the grounds, where caverns beneath the old settlements collapsed in. I do not know whether those collapses are the result of time, or if they were manually closed. I suppose it matters not either way. Nothing else remains.
Well, there you go, Father. That's me, I am afraid. I've nothing else to share. Probably quite mundane in the face of everything, but nothing wrong with a break in the face of madness.
All right. That's that talk. So, yeah, I mean, everybody's here, but nothing to really do about it.
Mr. Ward.
I think you're guilty, and I have no way to prove it. Or at least no way yet.
And to you.
So I'm assuming that we also are going to have to get to the silent dinner, but also come back enough to talk to these people to finish out what we need to do. Right? I mean, unless the game just handles it, but I don't know. There's nothing of interest. There's any number of books here, but none that catch my eye. Chalkboard. There's nothing written on it, though it's been thoroughly cleaned since its last use. Yeah, I mean, alright, we continue. So, is there anything else of note in this hour? Where are we at the top here? Hisham's at the wine cellar. Maybe we should check that out, just because. You're in the drawing room with us. Bar, front courtyard, missing. Drawing room, kitchen, basement, drawing room, speaker. Yeah, let's just get Hisham out of the... Let's just get Hisham out of the basement, shall we? Let's see. So let's go down. I wonder if she'll have anything to say. That's definitely a holdover of her being, like, looking for the vase. Where am I going? Oh, I passed... Oh, I went from the west tower. I'm an idiot. Okay. Let's go this way. And then behind me. Wine cellar. Where are you? Oh, maybe she was supposed to be here and then is now not. Yeah, that makes sense, right? So the journal has her down here, but if she's not down here, then that means she, you know, her attitude changed. That makes so much more sense. Okay, that's cool, actually. All right, so up we go. And we advance time again. Because, again, nothing to see, nothing to do. I hope I'm right on that. Waiting again. Alright, now, Fia has a well scrying event outside. Yep. So let's go and do that. It's funny, because we pushed really hard to get the evidence and spend our time doing the right stuff. Obviously, we skipped some stuff like the talks, which were clearly not necessary, quote-unquote, to skip. Like, we end up with, like, four free hours at the end of the day, which is what we saved by not doing everything. But I don't know, the game almost makes it a little bit like, uh-oh, you might miss things if you did this instead. But I'm okay with doing like a second run through where I could just catch the rest of it. It's also not really necessary. Like, most of the talks have been kind of like interesting, but not plot critical. So if you do make that decision like I did, as you could see, like, the game isn't giving us anything. To be honest, the only one that I thought was actually important was Fia's, and the way that the game had actually pitched them, where I hadn't seen them yet. That was actually a good way to do it, because that was the first time I would have seen them, and it would have been the same for Marquess Blake.
She seems a sweet girl. How old is she?
Yeah.
She'll be 14 in the winter.
You said that just the way my sister talks about her children, you know.
I only said she'll be 14.
It's not the words, dear, but the tone. Just the way a parent would talk about their child.
It so happens I might be the closest Alma has these days.
That's a terrible burden for someone so young.
No. It's a privilege. One that I am happy that I'll now get to fulfill to its end.
I wonder if that line changes depending on if we've solved her thing or not. I mean, obviously this didn't even take up time, but I'm happy to see. I'm happy to have that stuff. Okay, so from 6 p.m., bar, kitchen, basement, drawing room, room 17. Oh, you're in the telegraph room next hour. That's interesting. Yeah, I think we're just gonna fully advance the next 2 hours. I don't see the reason to. There's no other major event after this point. Nothing I've called out. Nothing that anybody else has called out. No more talks. So we're going straight to silent dinner now. So exciting. Exciting and sad. I'm always a little bit upset when I get to the end of a game like this because I'm so excited about most of it. I ripped through this. This is. I played a lot of this game in very long sessions, broken up by the episodes, of course, but yeah, I absolutely loved this. But we'll save more thoughts for later. This game's got to stick the landing first. All right, here we go. So, wait until the next hour, which is crazy. Okay. Bar closes, and we're just gonna do it again. All right, 8 o'clock. The time is now. Silent dinner. I suppose we should just head right there, right? Where are we?
Mr. Ward, will you be joining the silent dinner?
Yes.
A reminder, sir, that the silent dinner is different to the other meals. Silent being the operative word here. No talking, please. Unless you'd like to upset our guests. And they're unnerved by staring, so none of that. Secondly, there will be no staff. We'll be having our own meal in the servants' hall. Though, of course, your food has already been prepared. Thirdly, I've been told to impress upon you that this is a deeply spiritual event. If you feel the need to leave, that's fine, but don't disturb anyone. That should be all, if you'll allow me to show you to your seat.
Okay, how is this gonna go down? Oh boy.
Ghosts? Lord save me. I cannot get used to this. Laura? She returned for this.
Huh.
Despite being freed. Mrs. Lau's husband. Is that Mary Blake? Why is she facing away? Alexander Quinn?
Eamon? Eamon!
Eamon? I did not think that you could actually... I suppose I shouldn't stare. Varley said it upsets them. Then, I suppose, all there is to do is eat.
I'm sad I could never actually explore this room, but I guess there's not much to... Aha!
What is this? There is a key here. The note reads, Blake residence now. Mrs. Joyce, I assume. Perhaps it's a good time to investigate, since the Marquess and most of the guests appear to be here.
Oh shit, that took 15 minutes off. I just saw it change to 8:15. Shit. Okay, so we're gonna do a quick save state. I'm not gonna save scum this, but I am gonna try as hard as I can to make sure I don't waste fucking time. I think I could just go through here, right? Is that what it's asking me? Yes, I can. Here it comes. Okay, annex. Cool. Entrance hall, basement annex. I want to check this out first. Oh, windows. Oh, I see. Okay, so this is the double door downstairs to the basement. So there's no time to waste. I need to get to the Blake's residence. The seance is in less than an hour. Yes, I do. Okay, great. So either way, I would have had to run through an annex to get to it. Cool. Okay, great. Doesn't kind of make sense to ever go down to the basement, but maybe you only remember that that's the only door that's there. There's also the old gate outside, but I'm not going to deal with that. We'll probably see where that entrance leads. Ooh. Oh. Are you sure there is less than 1 hour to the seance? Entering the Blake residence is the point of no return. Are you confident in the knowledge you've gained about the culprit and suspects thus far? Yes. I almost wish there was a way we could have extended time. What's going on here? It's all boarded up. Mrs. Joyce was right. Things are not right here. Oh, look at the time! Okay, I don't want to look at anything that's... So we don't know how much time we have left. That's fucked. Okay, so we now know what's important and what's not important. So open shit up, look at important documents only. These papers, the scrawlings on them are largely indecipherable and many pages are ruined from liquid being spilt on them. Gather mystics. Seance will channel their life energy. Psychic jolt. When the veil is at its thinnest, open the portal. Wake the god from its sleep. Each S has been drawn over in red ink. Ooh. Debris. What state of mind was he in? What state of mind is he in? Drafts of invites for a handful of participants. Only Evelyn, Deane, and Montavani's names are here. So, Milesians. And the person who's be able to actually carry out the seance. Okay, we have an elevator. Which is probably for... Ooh. Yeah, all of them are crossed out like that. I don't want to look at those because I think that that's not necessary. Elevator comes up to here. Locked gate, I need a key. Interesting. Lab. So we're going to be doing this in a linear way. All right. So this is like the basement. Secret laboratory. Oh, goodness. Jars. The dilution of generations. A smear would not be enough to open the gate. Not a drop could be wasted to ensure success. Then a note. The blood must be fresh. They cannot perish before exsanguination. Library. Fucking Christ. Phrenology bust. Oh, I could use it. Oh, there's something I can press. Okay, hold on. Equipment. Schematics for some kind of machine that harnesses lightning to some end. Esoteric book. This book seems to be part science, part occult. An attempt to marry the two? Aha. Okay, so I can't begin to imagine what this represents. I don't understand the text as a whole, but some parts of this grid have been circled. 74, 53, 26. Is that atomic numbers? Oh. No. There we go. Whatever meaning this may have, it's lost on me. 74, 53, 26. Where's it? Yep, there it is. Okay. A periodic table with the numbers, abbreviations, and details of the elements. So 74, W. Okay, so let's look at the records real quick. 74, 53, 26. 74 is 53 is I. 26. Wife. Oh, Christ. Okay. There must be a code here, but which button's in and which order? W. I. F. E. Are the floorboards shaking? Ooh. Aha! Excellent. Ooh, that's cool. I want one of those in a house eventually. That sounds crazy, but I do. Alright, no time like the present. I don't need to dilly-dally on stuff. We know that he's already weird. Holy shit. Is this a shrine to Mary Blake? I don't think I should touch anything in here. Oh, okay. That's the game saying I don't have to look. Shrine of Mary Blake. This is how it was left when she died or something? Plus her clothes? That's weird. Entrance hall. But now we're back behind the gates. Are there maps for all of this? There are. Cool. Catacomb. Okay, yeah, sure. Locked gate. No need to look at it. I'm just gonna navigate around it. Whoa. Look, it's our ghost. I wonder if we'll be able to go back through there. Newspapers I don't need to see. Scroll Blake history. Scroll. It seems to map the Blake lineage far back as Edward Blake, the man who built this place and planted his family here. It looks like one branch of the family has been erased. I cannot make out any names, but from this key they would be the cousins of the Marquess. It's going to be Simon. Where are we at on the mystery of the Blake residence? We're a third of the way there. Phrenology book. Okay, so that's that puzzle. Alright, interesting. Blake history. An account stating that once he had taken the fort here, Edward Blake forced himself on the chieftain's daughter. Her name was Grain ni Immergen, and she bore him a son. Thus was the Blake line carried on, intertwined with the people of this place. There's no record of what happened to her after the birth. The letter P has been scrawled across the page with red ink. Oh, okay, I see. So we're gonna get a name or a word. Okay. Next, empty bedroom. Walter Blake is theoretically here, too. This is weird. Projector. Books. Okay, they have titles. Books in Irish mythology, magic, and the old ways. Sectioned on Tir na Noag have been circled. That's the land of eternal youth, the Irish afterlife. Scrawled across this, we will send that thing through the portal in exchange for Mary. The letter Y has been repeatedly circled in red ink. Okay. Hello. I see it. It's a listing of all Blake family birth records, with all names marked off but two, Jonathan Blake and Walter Blake. Across the page is scrawled, "It must be." Okay, that didn't actually give us a bing. Remove lens cap. Oh, we got another, just light. Am I missing something? Projection? I guess I should look at it. There's no, without slides. Okay, so I have a safe. But I don't know if I have a... Oh, I wonder... No, that's not... It's going to be too high for a safe number, right? There could be something interesting in here. Find the safe code. Yeah, it's still up to 40. Projection. It's just a wall. Granted, it's a well-lit one. Alright, I've missed something. It keeps doing that. It keeps going back to that. Spy. Oh. SPY. Do those exist on... Am I talking about the number in the English alphabet? Or is that going back to this? 16... It could be. It totally could be. So, 16, 15, 39. Let's try that. So, left... 16, 15... 39? Yes, dude, come on. Save contents. A pile of projector slides. And a stone with a hole carved in the center. Why would this be in a safe? The note says, these hagstones will keep us safe during the seance. Make sure Walter has one. I may take one too. Cool, so we're protected during the seance now. Add slides. Cool. Stars. Oh, we could rotate the things probably. Is there a pattern hidden among the stars? I'll adjust the dials and see if a solution will make itself clear. That feels correct. Yeah. Cool. I've seen this before in my dreams. I wonder. Yeah, this is another... Look at it! It's the same shape I've seen in my dreams. Use. Alright. We know what to do here. So, bow, 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 bow. Got it. Does it reveal said door? Yes, it does. I wish I hadn't I wish I hadn't expected that. What are you hiding, Marquess? I didn't realize he had magical abilities either. I seem to be in an empty closet. The nursery. I'm curious about how we're doing on time here. Still good, okay. Somebody's coming. Oh.
My boy, it is time. I know this is hard for you. But think of your mother.
Ew.
Your sacrifice will bring her back to us.
No!
And bring you back to me. Your chair gone. Your voice restored. You will not be dead for long. I promise.
Sorry to interrupt, sirs.
Huh.
They're ready for you at the seance.
Yes, of course.
He's gonna sacrifice...
What on earth?
Walter Blake doesn't exist?
Oh, young master, you look so smart. His mother would be so proud.
What the fuck is happening? Okay, so hold on. We know that the staff is hypnotized in some way. Is it Walter Blake? Is he the one manipulating everything from the shadows? Is he not actually a 10-year-old boy?
She will be, yes.
He's not. He doesn't exist.
We had best get moving. Time, as they say, waits for no man.
This is so weird. So the twist is that Walter Blake doesn't fucking exist. Or at least he's not in this room.
The chair was empty, but both the Marquez and the housekeeper spoke as if it wasn't. Were they under another spell? Is Walter Blake even real?
Yeah.
Oh, he must be. I've seen his portraits in the
But the
Manor.
portraits we know aren't reliable because we've had our own portraits. Pristine toys. I don't think he was ever born. Oh no, is this going to be sadder than I expect that she was actually pregnant with Walter when they got into the accident and then she never had, or he died also? Pristine toys we need to look at. Shown about as if they've been used, but absolutely pristine. There's also been there were toys spread out around the manor, but I don't want to waste time looking under trays, but it's tough to know what to look at in here, actually. Tales of a Little White Rabbit and the Value of Being Kind. I can't imagine it's ever been read. Yeah, this is tough because I don't know. The meals are untouched and cold, but they're fresh, prepared earlier today. Yeah, these are all just toys. It all is going to say the same thing. Okay, so wait, hold on. So let's go for a second. Let's go to Blake. His residence is covered in his insane ramblings. He's under the same spell as the staff. And then Walter Blake himself. Coventry says to talk to Master Blake, but it still says that the active thing to do. Oh, yeah, I'm curious about this. It still says investigate the Blake residence, so there's more that I can look at.
The young master is here, but no.
Whoa.
Wait. This paint is different. It's fresher, newer. Somebody has added him to the picture and altered the mother's arms to hold him. He isn't real. He is a fabrication that the Marquess and the staff seem to believe is real. But why?
Mary Blake, her expression is unhappy. Jonathan Blake. He looks younger here and more content. There's a glint of something missing from his expression. Hunger? Sorrow? I cannot tell. And Mary Blake is upset at him at the thing because he's fabricating a child she never had. That's nuts. Okay, so Jonathan Blake intends to resurrect his wife but Walter Blake isn't real. Oh wait, so hold on. So he intends to sacrifice his son to resurrect his wife, but Walter Blake isn't real.
Walter Blake seems to be a shared hallucination between at least the staff and the Marquess. But the paintings of him, they are very real. He has been freshly painted in over original paintings. It's a very good forgery.
Coventry!
I realized when I knew to look for it. How can that be?
Coventry is a painter.
This level of replication, not just here, but in all the portraits, suggests the culprit is an expert artist. I have picked up another fact about the culprit. I wonder if there's anyone I could eliminate as a result.
I'm sure there is. What? Mystery solved. Walter Blake is not real. A skilled painter has been adding him to paintings. Walter Blake cannot be saved. Walter Blake is not a real boy, but some form of mass hallucination that the Marquess and the staff are experiencing. This ritual, It doesn't seem like anyone is going to survive. It's also my last chance to find and save Evelyn Deane. I need to get out there and stop it. The ritual. Okay, so real quick, let's just figure that out. So obviously Blake is eliminated because he's not real. Walter Blake is not real. Done. There's nothing to profile. I love that it's like profile him. He doesn't exist. There's nothing to profile. Interesting that I can't stop the ritual. Well, that's fair enough. And then culprit. So Montavani. Well, Sinnott said it said he was attempts as drawing are poor. He's eliminated. Who else is left? I mean, it's obviously Coventry. We've said that from the top. I'm just gonna say Montavani's eliminated also. Coventry, he's our guy. Stop the ritual. Sick. Okay, now let's go to this ritual one. Stop the seance. Odd stone seance. All right, I'm gonna pause the episode here. I know this sucks. I'm gonna stop it here. Thank you so much for watching. We've done really good detective work, and we have only so much more to go. We'll see you in the next episode, which will probably be the grand finale. See you then. Bye-bye, everybody.